So Hal, I know you've been a beekeeper for many years. I'm just wondering how you decided to go with log hives.
And I wanted to try something different because we were losing bees no matter what we did. Uh, you give them drugs to kill the mites and treat the nosema and everything else, and we still had problems. It didn't ever cure anything, didn't ever solve anything, and we still lost bees. And so bees have been around for eons, I guess. Is that the right word? But anyway, they've been around a long time. And they would leave from a safe area and just start up camp someplace else with just nothing. And so I thought, well, maybe we're trying to force the bees to do too much by feeding them high protein or whatever, the pollen.
The pollen patties.
Yeah, pollen patties. And I've done all of that. And actually, I watched that some of it did give you good results. But then in the end, you'd still lose bees. And so I thought, well, if I was a bee, where would I want to live? And so I got me a tree from a fellow beekeeper that had one laying around, and we hollowed it out, and I put the frames in it, and actually one frame is about half full of honey and had some wax mixed with it, and probably in about a week, well, here come the bees, and I thought, wow, this isn't a stroke of luck or a fluke.
Yeah, they came into your log. You didn't capture a swarm and pour them in. You didn't buy packaged bees and put them in.
No, they were from someplace else.
Yeah, they picked out your log.
They picked out the log. And so I got to thinking about and watching them and watching their growth and what they did. I mean, they started building more comb, packing in pollen, and actually filled up log number 1. And I thought, boy, this is great, but is it a fluke? So I made 2 more. Log number 2 is at a friend of mine's about 16 miles away. As of yet, it doesn't have bees in it. I've had a real problem with bees in that area, and I can't attribute it to anything actually. Log number 3 I kept here at the house so I could watch it, and probably about 2 weeks ago, Patty?
Yeah.
Something like that. Bees moved into it. And there again, they moved in. I didn't put them in.
Yeah.
They came in. And I don't take anything out of it. I try to minimally even look into it. Maybe once every 2 days, sometimes, but I don't want to disturb the bees any more than necessary. Let the bee be.
Yeah, and the log, isn't that pretty much for millions of years? They, lived in the logs.
Yeah. So this, in a sense, is close to man-made nature as you can get, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's at my convenience because we have the bees here at our location pollinating our garden and the trees and things like that. And I'll buy honey from the commercial people. I mean, there's room for everybody.
You're not going to be collecting honey off of this one.
No honey comes down the log hives.
All right, but if
No
they
treatment
swarm,
goes to the log hives.
no treatments.
I even have Langsdorff hives that I have caught swarms in. There again, I'm not feeding them. I give them a frame of honey, basically as bait. And so far, I'm getting by. I'm not saying it's the right way, but it works.
Well,
for me.
it's a way, and it's an experimental way, and I think this is really neat what you're doing.
Anyway,
But the thing you do get out of this is a swarm.
That yeah.
Stop
So
it.
if
Yeah.
they swarm, you'll be able to set up boxes or
Yeah.
something to get the swarm, and those bees will be more feral than like package bees
This
or
is true. There'll be bees that are acclimated to the area. And
right, and haven't been medicated or
Right.
miticided or whatever, pollinized.
Anyway, it's a different way of looking at it, but when you stop and think, there's natives that have done this probably for hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years. White man's kind of a little bit slow on the uptake sometimes. So,
Well, this is great.
anyway, that's about all I can think of, really.
Okay.